Welcome back to another video. My name is Michael. I'm the founder of Buffalo Performance and Analysis, where we combine sports science, strength and conditioning, and sports performance to give coaches the tools necessary to build the next level of elite athletes. In this next couple of videos, we're going to be doing a breakdown of what I use in our programming to look at data sets. So the data analysis process that I use and what goes into each of those steps. So the data analysis process that I use is going to be explore, clean, manipulate, describe and summarize, visualize, and analyze. That's not something that I created by myself. That's something that I got from Greg Martin. Greg has two awesome YouTube channels. The first one is Our Programming 101, and then the second one is Global Health with Greg Martin. I've utilized those videos a lot to learn about R, and using that combined with some Coursera courses, transferring that over to sports science skills. So when we look at the data analysis process, the first is data exploration. So data exploration is that first dig into the data to understand what we are working with. A great way that we can utilize that is by utilizing the glimpse function. The glimpse function returns the column names as well as the data types and then some of the data within the data frame. So we can actually get to see that there's 102 rows, there's 11 columns, and then it shows us the column names, the data type, and then some of the data itself. So glimpse is a great way to just do that, get a good glimpse at the data. Another good way that we can utilize data exploration is using the head or tails functions. Head is going to return the first 6 rows of the data, and then the tails is going to return the last 6 rows of data. So if we run these two here, we can see the first 6 rows and then the last 6 rows of data. Another great tool that we can use is either names or call names. That's going to return the column names. So similar to what we saw with the glimpse function, using names or column names is just going to show us the names of the columns, and this is going to allow us to see what we're working with. Another great tool within our data exploration process is going to be the unique function. Unique is going to be applied to a certain column, and it's going to return all the unique values of that column. So this is really great. We're going to utilize it for opposition name. When we run that line of code, it returns all the unique names. So we could use this to see if there are any misspelled values. So if they accidentally misspelled Canada and forgot an A, we would be able to see Canada here, and then we would see another value that had the misspelling version of Canada. And then we can go in and we can clean it. That way everything lies underneath the correct value that it should be. Moving past the unique function, we have some data visualization that we can utilize within data exploration that just gives us a good breakdown of the data. So we can go ahead and utilize the bar plot, and bar plot is going to visualize the number of values within a variable. So if we just use this on opposition rating, we can see it's kind of messy, but we are able to see the opposition rating. Then moving on from that, we can still utilize the bar plot function, but we can sort it, and we can sort it in ascending or descending order. That way when we run it, it's the same values, but now we're able to see this is a lot cleaner and it's a lot easier to visualize and understand. Moving forward from the bar plot, we can actually use the box plot, and that's going to show us the range. It's going to give us the Q1, Q3, as well as the median, and then it's going to show us any outliers within the data. So we're going to run this for just one column. We're going to utilize the opposition rating, and when we run it, we'll go ahead and zoom in here, make it a little bit larger. And so we can see the upper threshold, we can see the bottom threshold, and we can kind of see the spread of the data as well as any outlier data points. So we see that any of these circles right here are considered outliers. After the box plot, we can also use the histogram. The histogram is going to also be used for just one column, and it's going to show us the frequency distribution. So we'll utilize opposition rating again. When we run that, it's going to show us the distribution of the rating. So it's another way that we can visualize different factors within our data exploration process. So that one was for opposition rating. This one we're going to utilize the rating, and now we can kind of see how the rating of one team, the All Blacks for this example, compares to the ratings of the other teams, and it can kind of show us the trends and the spread of the data. We're also able to utilize the summary function. We can utilize summary for the entire data set. If we run that, it gives us a lot of information here at the bottom. This can be kind of difficult to read because there's so much data. Because summary does give us a lot of information, we're actually able to utilize it for just one variable. If we ran it for the rating, for example, it's going to give us the numerics of the minimum, Q1, median, the mean as well, the Q3, and the max. So it's similar to the box plot, but it's going to give us that numerically. So this was the first step in our data analysis process. These are just some of the tools that we can utilize. In the next video, we're going to be going over how to clean our data.